I'm really glad you guys are here, right? It's been a minute. I haven't seen you guys in person, I don't know, in years, right?
Yeah.
3 years.
It's been 3 years.
Well, I think I saw you briefly in Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in Arizona.
Yeah.
Beyond the music.
I
Music.
probably had sweat in my eyeballs.
It was fucking hot out there.
Ridiculous.
So we're going to get our Nerd Fest on. We're going to talk about all this shit with the new Serato update and everything.
Okay, cool.
But we wanted to spice it up and try something different. And we just wanted to have us all blaze up and talk about this.
Yes.
So
That I won't be doing.
You guys go ahead.
You enjoy.
So I've told them to cut all the ventilation off in here. And we're just going to make this like a smoke box. And then we're just going to talk about the update.
Oh, this sounds exciting.
And speak, Serato would be cool with that shit, right?
Terrible.
Overseas.
Terrible.
Yo, Kurt Corners is red right now. no, man, this is my fucking job.
I thought I mentioned this, no? And we were texting each other.
Fine text.
I mean, my name is derived from rolling papers, but
Oh, nice. See?
Kurt Corners.
All right. Well, maybe we'll save this for after.
thank you.
That was the best perfect intro of all time.
Oh, man.
Hey, yo, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast presented by DJ City and Beat Source. This is the LA edition of the R.O.A.D podcast. We are in the Beat Source offices right now. We have invaded Phenom's offices.
Kick them out.
No one is safe.
No one is safe. And we've been, there's been a lot of uproar in the DJ community recently. And, everyone's been like kind of, there's been like, I don't know, there's left and right, there's happiness, there's angst, there's anxiety, there's hate, there's love, there's all kinds, there's all kinds of things flying through the air, especially on DJ Twitter, know?
Yeah.
People protesting. It's
Crazy.
crazy.
People are like, yo, I love sticks. I'm only DJing on sticks. MacBooks are old. They're for old, washed
Old
up
DJs.
DJs. And then all of a sudden, Serato emerges with this new update.
Just shakes up the world.
And some people were ecstatic about it and some people were shitting on it. So we're here to kind of like talk about it, and get our little nerd fest on right now.
Oh, yeah.
So we got Serato in the building. We got some of my favorite people right now,
Yes.
right? We got KUTCORNERS and Mr. Sonny James.
Yes,
What's good,
yes.
yo?
Yeah. Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
See y'all, man. Thank you, man. It's been so long.
It has.
Yeah.
It has, yeah.
And you guys, you look empowered. You guys walked into the offices feeling good.
Yeah.
You guys are feeling yourselves from this update.
I don't know about all that. I just haven't eaten today. So
I'm going to be honest. Kurt Corners used to carry a little tote bag. He got a porter bag today, bro.
Oh,
If you don't know what porter bag is, that's some money over there.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's like, oh, shit.
So, KUTCORNERS hits me up and he's like, look, what's your schedule like? We have an announcement with Serato in October. And, I'm like, okay, what's going on? He's just like, no, just like, can we, block a date out? And I'm just like, why are you guys hitting us up,
Why us?
He's just like, I think you guys, are in line with our announcement. You guys are kind of the voice and representation of the open format DJs. Mm-hmm. And I was choked up. I was like, we are? I'm like, Jesus, there has to be someone better to do this.
Yes.
Right? But maybe not. I don't know. Maybe so. Just a bunch of goofballs. Yeah.
No, it's you guys.
All right.
Absolutely, you guys.
So he talked to us about this update, it wasn't even anything. He kept it very vague. He just said, we have an announcement.
Somebody else spilled the beans for you guys. But.
And then I went to New York, and then I was meeting up with some heads in New York, and they were talking about the Serato update.
yeah.
And we were all wondering what it was. And one of them, who I'm not going to name their name, they're known to be at the DJ Jazzy Jeff playlist retreats.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, it's stems. And we were like, oh, really? It's stems.
Aha.
And then Skills,
Shouts to Matt Skills.
shout to Mad Skills. Skills started hitting us up like, yo, y'all got this new Serato update? It's crazy. He's FaceTiming us. Look at this. This is crazy. This is going to change the whole game. He's like, I could do the same set over and over again, but just change the stems and it'll sound like a different set every time.
He's right.
And so during all of this happening, this is a few weeks ago, DJ Twitter all of a sudden started erupting on this anti-Serato, anti-MacBook. I don't know what tangent, right? All of a sudden, this I'm gonna say it was a lot of young DJs saying I think it was actually may have started with DJ Dana Lou, in New York. Shout to Dana Lou. Love Dana Lou. I think she was on Twitter like, why have I been like not using sticks? I love DJing on sticks. This is like what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
And then everyone started going off in the thread.
Yeah.
About, yo, sticks is the future. Like MacBooks, no one wants to fuck with it. And I get there's been a frustration with a lot of Serato users and MacBooks.
Yeah.
Just because of the hardware not matching with the software, or the software not matching with the OS, and the OS not matching with the MacBook.
Yeah.
So there's like all these,
maybe
a
formula to it.
It's a lot of moving. It's a lot of moving parts.
It's a lot of moving parts, and it started right around the time when we had to get rid of Scratch Live, right? Which was what 2012. 2012. No.
Was that when Serato DJ first came out?
Serato DJ was worked on 2012. I think it launched in 2013.
You guys did a rebrand, right? Like it was Serato DJ, then it became Serato DJ Pro. Yeah.
But we all had to start using Serato DJ Pro in like 2000. What is it? 18 or
I was gonna say 16.
Nah, it wasn't.
I would say 2019.
Because KUTCORNERS, when did you last come to Vegas when we had the workshop at that DJ school?
I'll be honest with you, that's a really good point, because I've been coming to Vegas and I've been trying to get everybody since 2013.
It's why? Because Vegas is still using the Serato boxes, the Scratch Live boxes in these huge nightclubs.
Right.
So we're using 900 mixers, Nexus 1s or Nexus 2s.
Yep.
But we're all plugging into Serato boxes.
Yeah.
Up until 2018 or 19.
Yeah.
I forget what it was.
Like right before the pandemic hit.
By then, I had to switch over to Serato DJ Pro way before.
Mind you, Club Kit has been available since before Serato DJ Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah.
I think Serato. Well, no, Club Kit is the way to use the mixers without the box.
Without the box.
Right.
Correct.
And that was launched, I think, around 2014 even. But the thing is that even on this podcast, we were talking about this with you back then. I feel like it's something that keeps coming up.
It does.
And it's just, this is probably a simplified way of putting it, but like the rain situation, right? The rain boxes, the rain mixers, they don't work anymore. And that was actually one of the things that we wanted to come on here and tell people about, because we sent an email before the stems thing, and we wanted to let people know this is what you can and can't use with with this hardware. And I think a lot of people were really upset about that. And someone said, "Oh, well, that was the first piece of equipment I ever bought to DJ with. Like the SL1 was my first thing I bought." And I was like, I understand that, but also that was what 2004.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you think about it like this, an iPhone comes out almost every year, and you have to replace the iPhone almost every year or every 2 years. In the tech world, a piece of equipment that lasts for 10 years is a really, really, really long time.
It's a relic.
And a lot of that equipment has lasted way beyond even a decade. When you think about it, we're talking about it's 2022 right now, and a lot of those boxes came out around 2008 maybe. So they've had a good run, but it's time for them to go, unfortunately. And it's for all those things that you said.
Who decided that?
Well, ultimately, the manufacturer decides that, and the manufacturer in this case of Rain is in music, and they're a partner of ours, like Pioneer, like a lot of the Roland, all these companies. In music is a company that makes a lot of hardware, like Newmark, Akai, Denon, Rain, and they bought Rain from a private company, as Rain was in Washington, and then they took ownership in around 2017. I don't know,
something like that. Yeah.
But basically, they decide, do we want to continue to make these boxes? Right? Are these profitable? As a business decision, and they decided that making the Rain SL 2, 3, and 4, which are were the last ones they stopped making, and the Rain 60 mixers, that they didn't want to support those anymore. And when I say support them, that you have to make the drivers, right? You guys all know about drivers, I'm sure. Most people that listen to it have plugged into a piece of equipment and said, update the driver.
Yeah.
And the manufacturer has to make an update for those drivers. And if they decide they don't want to do that, because that does cost a lot of money.
Yeah, there's a lot of resource involved with creating those things that I think a lot of us take for granted. You know what I mean? Like it needs to be. We know the software needs to be developed, but just as much so does the drivers for the game.
And that's the thing, kind of like the three things you said. You know what? You got your operating system, you got your hardware, and then you got the software. We only make the software. So the operating system is made by Apple, and then the drivers or the hardware manufacturer makes those drivers. And those things all have to work together for you to DJ with the computer, or you're out the aux. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, we're really nerding out, right? This is what this is what we came
It's
for.
good.
Well, I'm curious to know. I thought maybe Serato, like you guys decided you didn't want to support that anymore, but it's actually the manufacturers who
Yeah.
don't want to update the drivers.
There's no benefit for us to just discontinue something that people are using
Right.
of ours.
Yeah, because I kind of like I compare it to like video games. So I look at the original Serato SL1 box. I look at that like the NES, the
Right.
first Nintendo system.
Right.
And I still, if I owned a Nintendo system, I'd still want to play it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not only that I don't want to play it. Even if I get the Wii, or if I get the Switch, I still want to play those games. And if the new console can support the old cartridges somehow,
Yeah.
I know it's a crazy request,
Yeah.
but if it could support the old cartridges, I'd be like, oh, this is great.
That's an ideal scenario.
That's an ideal
Absolutely.
scenario. And I think a lot of DJs
Yeah.
are kind of like that, where they're just like,
Why
you know,
can't I? Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's fair.
Why can't I play with the SL1? It's and to be honest, it's one of the most solid pieces of DJ equipment I've ever had in my life.
Now I really want to say this. I'm really glad we're talking about this.
Yeah.
But a lot of people talk about the stability of Scratch Live and versus Serato DJ still to this day, and I understand that.
Amazing.
But yeah, Scratch Live supported 5 or 6 pieces of hardware from one manufacturer, right? You got the SL1, the 2, 3, 4, the 62 and the 61 and the 57. Okay, so that's 7, maybe 8 with the 64 or whatever, the 68 or something. So 8 pieces of hardware, right? If you go on the Serato website right now and you see all the pieces of equipment that you can use with Serato DJ, it's like 5 or 6 times that. And you've got multiple different manufacturers. So there's going to be different experience depending on which manufacturer makes which product, right? Because those manufacturers have to make drivers and they choose how they make those drivers. There's a really interesting thing about like the S11 and the S7, those 2 mixers that just came out from Pioneer, and also the Rain 70 and Rain 72. These are all newer mixers, and they all don't require any drivers at all. And that's the best experience.
Right.
But it costs a lot more for the manufacturers to make those devices class compliant. That means when you plug into them, you're not going to have to install a driver. You may have to install something, but literally you could be able to plug in and it should just work right away. And that's how the Denon DS1 box, which is the one that we told everyone to buy from like since 2015.
Yeah.
We were like, get the Denon DS1. That's the one.
Yeah.
Because we actually bought, as the company, we bought like 100 of those things and we just mailed them out to all of our highest and most valuable artists because we were like, you just need this for any situation that you find yourself in. You should just have this because you'll be able to plug in and it will just work because it's class compliant. You won't need to install a driver. And that happened with people like Just Blaze. He bought like a brand new Mac one time and the operating system wasn't supported for the older Rain. And that was a huge problem when in 2013 actually, when El Capitan came out, nuked everything, like for everybody. And then it happened again with, what was it?
Mojave.
Yeah, Mojave. And then I think, there was a few. There's always been a couple that have come along, and then for like 6 months, no one's hardware will connect, and we're all picking up the phone. And we're like, "You'll just get the Denon DS1. You'll be straight. Just plug it in, and it'll work."
Yeah.
But now S11, Rain 70, S7, and Rain 72 are all class compliant. Rain 1 is class compliant. I think even the Rev 7 is class compliant. So you just plug in, and it goes. The only drivers you really need are for like the S9 and the 900 Nexus 2 and the 900 Nexus. And those are all fully supported with all the current operating systems, like all the way back. So that's what you really want to know about is like, have I got the right drivers for my operating system?
So wait, the Denon boxes, they don't work anymore either.
No, they work.
They
They
do
still work.
They just don't.
They don't
make
make
them
them.
anymore.
They don't make them anymore.
Right.
It's like gold, man. You can't.
But
Okay, so they're like, so basically you're saying all Serato boxes don't work at all. None of the old Rain mixers work, right?
right.
With the new Serato.
With the new operating
with the
system.
current OS.
Yeah.
With the current OS.
Yeah.
But when worst comes to worst, if anyone can get their hands on the Denon,
You'll be
boxes,
straight.
they'll be fine.
Buy two.
So the denim boxes are like
double up.
Double up.
Rock one,
the
stock one.
denim boxes are like the new Shure, like M44 set.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah. So the denim boxes are kind of like, when they reissued the Nintendo miniature boxes that you can play at home.
Yeah.
Those are like the denim boxes.
Yes.
Until there's another box.
How much was those boxes going for?
Dude, like $2.99? Like,
Yeah.
What's the resale on them now? Probably.
You have to check eBay, but I don't know.
Wait, $299
Yeah, $2.99 was the
for a denim box?
Yeah.
That's expensive.
not really.
Is
Bro,
it?
I paid
How much did you
$800
pay for your SL1?
Yeah, I paid $800 for that shit.
I think I paid
My scratch
5.
one.
Same.
I paid 5.
Wait, the SO1 I paid $500.
Yeah, I paid 5.
When it first
was $4.99 retail.
I paid
amazing.
$800.
Yeah, I paid like
$2.99.
$900 in
Guitar
Canada.
Center fucked me up, bro.
Hell yeah.
They took my monies.
They saw you come in, man.
Yeah, they were like,
So wait,
yo,
you said-
get
so-
the little kid. I was like,
Get it.
Wait, you spent $800?
800.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
I got took, bro.
That's crazy.
So you said $2.99 is expensive for a
I thought it would have been like, $1.25.
Why? Why though? Well, I'm curious about how you came to
I
that
thought you
price.
would say 99.
Really?
What the fuck?
This is the thing I find interesting about DJing
We're so cheap.
is that we all make a lot in this room. We make a lot of money.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, listen, I know you guys.
You're a
make a
big
lot of
guy.
But regardless, I feel like we always get to this point where we have a conversation about why are we paying for these things? It's like, well, any other profession, you got to pay for your tools, right?
That's true.
I mean, I agree. I just,
I
I didn't know it was going to still be
Nah,
$2.99.
nah.
So I mean, yeah.
I'm not saying that as a company man. I'm just saying that as a realist. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we got to pay.
Maybe
for
the
your
fact that, like, for me, I think when I think about pricing, I don't think of Denon as on the
I mean,
same
is that what it
level
is?
as
Why?
Pioneer.
And it's small
Or
too.
Rain.
It's like it's
Yeah.
small.
It's
right?
like it's almost like the size of like a cell phone.
Yeah.
That's the fire part to me because you could squeeze it in your bag no matter what.
I mean, I haven't seen you in a while, Sonny. You coming at me a little.
The feeling's coming out.
Listen,
He said, hold on, wait a minute.
He getting real East Coast
Listen,
right
I've
now.
thought I was finished.
I've been in LA 6 years. The Philly
coming out of him.
I know. I wasn't ready. I was in LA mode. I've been in LA for a couple days. You got real Philly on me.
I was waiting for the John to come out.
Yeah.
Like, how much you pay for your John?
Talking to me like I said.
The thing is, we Philly people are able to code switch enough where we won't use Philly vernacular with non-Philly people. But
how much you pay for your chompy? That's what he's saying.
That's a stretch for Philly people. But yeah, I mean, when I'm around Philly people, it's a whole different language.
Dialect is crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, so basically, and I remember when we were on the phone, one of your main concerns was letting all these old motherfuckers know the new.
I did not say old motherfucker.
He's so messy.
I heard him take a pull from a blunt, and he said, "I need to tell these old motherfuckers."
I need to tell you, motherfuckers.
I need to tell all these old motherfuckers that they're still using these boxes.
I've been telling the industry. Hit it from the side.
Now I know why he called us, because we're old motherfuckers.
We got the
He's like,
demographic that we
he's like, let's go to the podcast with these old motherfuckers, where all these other old motherfuckers listen to them.
You know what's funny? We didn't even get the beta link at all. We didn't we had to hear from.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get the
Skills.
beta. Yeah, we didn't get the beta link.
Yo,
We
you
can
guys
third.
all have my number, right?
You have our number. We're not releasing a
I heard
beta.
it from Spider Tech.
I know we're not supposed to ask you to the dance. You're supposed to,
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Shit, you gotta let me know.
We'll keep that in mind.
I love how he said he's like to 100 artists, not one fucking.
You know
person.
what, man? I mean, I think
Did
if
you
I
get a denim box?
if I got a beta email with the link, I'd be a little worried. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not that dude. So I'd be like, what? They must mix me up with somebody else.
Somebody was like, "Yo, is this? Did you send me this?" They were like, "Is this a
sure?
phishing
Right, is this
email?
a
Did you get
phishing?
hacked?"
Yeah.
I was like, no, this
He's
is
like Easy at the White House. Like,
Yeah.
you sure it's me?
Yeah, we're like,
That's another Eric Wright.
we're like, here's a beta link and include your Cash App on your reply.
I would have sent $5.
So we cleared this up now, right?
I think so. I mean, if I can just say, like, we talked about this on this Serato Stems stream thing that I did, but I think it's worth mentioning, like, Serato hasn't really charged anyone for an update. Like, if you ever bought Serato DJ or subscribed if you subscribe, you're paying it monthly, but if you bought the license outright, we've never charged anyone for an update, like, ever. I mean, I think that's kind of crazy. And I said that, but if you're gonna buy if you need to use Serato in a club and you want to use Club Kit, you buy the Club Kit license, or you just buy Suite, buy it all. You know, it's like $300 or something, $350. I don't know. But again, I'm not in sales, but you buy it and you have it forever, and it's like, dude, that software's been out for 10 years, and we've never charged anyone for an update. You know, Adobe, everyone's charging everyone all the time. Right. You know, and that's fine. Like, that's their prerogative. But sometimes I'm like, we're kind of trying to be the best company we can for the community that we serve, which is DJs, and we DJ. So yeah, I think it's just worth mentioning. Like,
let's give Serato their flowers, man.
Listen, I feel like everything that we've done, you know, piggybacking off of what Cuddy said. I mean, it's ethical. You know, I feel like, like you said, I understand it, because we're people with bills too. We get sick and tired of having to pay more for this, and how shit, this was cool and now it's monthly, and it becomes a headache. But I think when you look at, you know, all of these updates that have come out, it's like, we never charged you a dime. So it's just odd that you know, that people are immediately fuck Serato.
It's funny.
At every turn. It's just interesting.
And I have to say, like, you guys, you know, you two and your whole crew, you know, you guys are some of the best, like, people in our DJ community. You've always made yourselves available to any DJ, whether it's a big celebrity, whether it's a working DJ or a lounge DJ.
Sure.
You guys have made yourselves available to help every DJ kind of troubleshoot whatever problems they may be having
at any time of day.
At any time, and you're patient about it. I don't know what kind of therapy you guys go through, or what yoga you guys do, or some shit.
I definitely do yoga.
You guys must meditate.
I can't lie. I go into panic and I'll text Cut Corners right away. Mad screenshots about everything, and he's like, "Oh, just do this, do this." I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
There's been a few times he got me out of jams, and I even feel bad for hitting him up spur of the moment like that. But he's always cool. Like, I literally had a jam where I was doing a fight, and I didn't know that Serato DJ was logging out. Like, people were getting logged out, and I freaked out. I was like probably like 30 minutes away from doing a fight.
Yeah.
And I hit him up, and he was like, "Yo, it's just a login issue, man. Go back, log in, use your login. You should be good." And sure enough, I was. But he got back to me so quick, man. I was so thankful.
Thank you, man.
I mean, thank you. I got to thank you, Sonny. Thank you, Cut. You know, like, thank you so much for being there for the DJs and helping all of us, for real.
Thank you.
You know,
it was a great.
And I know I'm not the only ones that feel like that. There's like hundreds,
thousands
of DJs that feel that way.
All Twitter DJs. All the guys on Twitter.
Yeah, they love us.
Yeah, Sonny, I'm gonna let that little attitude that you, like, little thing you were throwing at me. I'm gonna let it go for now. I'll let it go.
I have to say, though, we can't get to everybody, but we definitely try and get to we try to get to everybody. But
luckily, we have the hotline.
But I will say this, though, we all really love DJing, and we all love the DJ community and the culture. So it's like, sometimes, like, it's a real honor just to, like, be able to help people like that we really look up to, and people that do stuff like this. You know, where you guys really do speak to so many people. Like, it's exciting, you know, like what you guys do for the community in the same way, like having this dialogue, having this conversation is really important, and people really they need that. It's and probably in some way it's therapy for people as well, or just like understanding they're part of something that is bigger than just playing, you know, their local club. It's like we're all connected through this DJ shit, right?
And the reality is that we've been there. And we are there frequently, you know, where you show up and shit's not the way you expected, and then it goes left, and then you got to scramble and figure it out. And you got a house full of people, you know. Well, we're there. Like, ask OP. I'm like texting him sometimes at like 11 o'clock our time, which means it's 2 his time, and I'm like, yo, what am I not doing here? And then he'll be like, oh, you just got to disable this or uninstall this. So, you know, we get it, which is why we're so you know, welcome to answering those questions when it comes up for you guys.
What do you suggest I do on my old Serato box now that doesn't work?
You could make it a plant holder.
Oh my god!
Honestly, though,
you guys should buy them back.
No, well, yeah, you have to speak to the manufacturer.
Great idea.
Fucking recycle them back.
Like a trade-in program?
Yeah, per trade. $25, $25.
Wait, for every 25 boxes they receive, they send you one S11.
Yeah,
that sounds fair.
That sounds pretty fair,
right?
I don't really understand how that's gonna work.
It doesn't work.
I just want to put this out there. Those fucking boxes are made out of a tank aluminum.
We'll put up a link.
Heavy.
We'll put up a link for a petition for that.
Thank you. I think you need to tag the right manufacturers for that one, though.
I'll do it.
Right. It's like a dogging your Jordans and returning them for a pair of Yeezys. It doesn't work that way.
Fuck it.
I mean, you guys should make it happen. Make it happen. I believe in you.
Sonny James, good to see you on the phone.
I do want to say this though. I think it's funny. I think it's, I don't know. You couldn't have planned it better. The release or the rollout or the launch.
Yeah.
For this new Serato update with stem separation, right? You couldn't have launched this better, because amidst of all this DJ Twitter craziness, with people talking about USB sticks being the future, Serato is like irrelevant. Fuck Serato, fuck MacBooks.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all this conversation happened. I remember I just retweeted one thing. I think people were talking about sticks, and I retweeted maybe Dana Lou or somebody.
Sure.
And I said, like, you know, I've always wanted to fuck around on sticks. I love the freedom of USB sticks.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, like, it's such a carefree. When I see a DJ with USB sticks, I envy their I don't give a fuck attitude towards life. I feel like you need a little bit of a I don't give a fuck attitude.
Like, fuck it.
Yeah, because like I brought what I brought. Like, this is it. Like,
There's value in that. It's similar to playing vinyl too, right?
exactly. And,
1,000,
and everyone says it's like playing vinyl because you're not looking at
You feel like you're digging.
a computer screen,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
You're not like kind of reading waveforms like in front of your face.
Yeah.
But as soon as I said, you know, but this new Serato update, I heard is going to change a lot of shit. And then you guys rolled out like right at the time when there was the most hate for Serato that I've seen on DJ Twitter.
Yeah.
And you came out with
I feel like we
update.
probably see it all the time, but yeah.
Really? Okay, I was seeing it like it was a lot.
Yeah,
and then
it was hectic.
I was like, these guys rolled out right at the right time,
Let your nuts hang.
and you guys shut up a lot of people. You guys, everyone
now.
that was talking shit, all of a sudden was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
oh my god, now we can separate stems. And then you had this rollout with Jazzy Jeff, Caper, Scratch Bastard,
Ski
Pearly.
Beats.
and it was like it was very unlike you guys. They were just like on camera being like, "This is gonna change the game." Like, you know, they're like, and they weren't being specific about nothing. They were just like, "This is amazing." Like, I'm speechless. They were like, all of this, and everyone, and you built up this kind of like, you know, confusion and interest and curiosity from all these DJs, and then you just dropped this.
It was like
stem separation.
It was like when Beyonce dropped the album unannounced. It was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I saw Jazzy Jeff saying like there were like a few times in his DJ career where he felt a certain thing changed how he DJ'd or changed like the culture.
Yeah.
And he viewed this as one of those things. I was like, oh shit.
There's value coming from
That's
him with
crazy.
that.
Yeah.
For sure.
So like everything's out. How do you guys are feeling about the rollout and the reception from all of this right now?
I'm personally stoked with the timing, like you said, because it definitely was ramping up all the rhetoric on the internet. And, you know, and in addition to that, I think it was just something that people have been asking us for a minute. Like even when we were at the Beyond the Music retreat, it was probably a question. It was the question I was probably asked the most.
Really?
Like, when are you guys going to do stems? And I'm like, I don't know anything about it, bro.
Was it in the process?
Damn, he kept that under wraps.
You have
Good
to.
like that. Very good.
Was it in the process when
Tech.
people was asking for it?
Say that again, sorry.
Was it in the process of being made?
Of course,
when-
yeah.
Of course, I had,
Oh,
I
yeah.
had
It
it
was
on my
already
computer
done.
in my bag when people were asking me.
He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You think they kind of worked on it the last couple
No, I'm
months?
just kidding.
Yeah, we just did it.
I'm curious. Like, how long would it take?
Copy paste.
How long did it take to
David.
come up with, to put it together?
Shit.
Like a couple of years?
Oh,
or?
yeah, it was over a year. It's been
just
in
a year.
development.
Okay, yeah.
No, it's over that. I
How
mean,
do you guys keep a secret? Jesus.
dude, that's part of our job.
It's part of our job, honestly. Like
Fuck
we're
that.
we're always. I mean, even when people invite us to do things like this, it's usually like, what can we get that other people aren't going to know about Serato? And it's like nothing.
I don't know about that. I might be able to give you something.
At least things that are confidential, where it's just
We
not
don't-
gonna, it's not going to come from us. Usually, when you see leaks on Twitter or whatever about new gear and new updates with the program, is never from anybody
That's
on our
true.
team.
Yeah.
It's funny because even when you released this bombshell with the stem separations in Serato, and we've seen the videos. It's amazing. It's really great. Like you have like these other DJs. Like everyone's a know-it-all on DJ Twitter.
Yeah, of course.
On Twitter, everyone's a know-it-all.
Every DJ knows everything.
Everyone's like, well, it's been on algorithm for 2 years. It's been on virtual DJ
A lot of Captain Obvious.
for 2 years, right? And I mean, and the main thing is like, but no one uses those programs in a professional setting. Oh, I don't. Maybe like 1% to 2% of all DJs. Maybe a little
Nice.
more.
I don't know what the percentage is, but I know nobody that I personally, no.
Uses algorithm
uses anything but Serato.
I've seen videos of algorithm on social media. Like there's been certain high profile DJs doing routines on them.
It feels like they're investing in that right now. That company seems to be really active in trying to advertise their
product. But it's almost kind of like it's like Snapchat, right? Mm-hmm. Like algorithm and virtual DJ with the stem separations is like Snapchat. And then you guys are like Instagram, you just launch IG stories a little bit.
That's probably a fair comparison, I guess.
Yeah. So it's kind of like everyone uses Instagram, right? And then they launched, an app that specifies in one effect and feature.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the other comparison that I've been reading was the DJs who use the competing products are like Android users, and we're like the Apple. Of it. I've been seeing that comparison a lot.
You got to see Sonny's face when he just says, we're like
zoom in.
Apple.
Alex, when he says the Apple, he does this quiz.
Sonny is on his shit today. I'm telling you. Sonny is feeling himself.
I don't know what he did. Bro. He's
gold. I'm telling you.
He has an S on his chest, literally, because it's Serato.
Is that what it is? Company man.
He went to Jamba Juice and said, I want double protein in my shake.
Bro,
double protein.
No,
enlarge it up.
I'm empty stomach style today, so I came in with projecting.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm hangry.
Projecting strength, yeah.
There was an interesting tweet from one individual, DJ C-Flow, who was kind of breaking down, because, DJ C-Flow, he's been working on his own, I guess, what do you call it, software? Stemverter software. Everyone uses it. A lot of producers use it. Mm-hmm. I think he has Stemverter 1, and he's on Stemverter 2, and he's in the midst of launching Stemverter 3. And I think he was kind of breaking down, he has a software that specializes in stem separation. And here's a DJ software that everyone uses that does it in real time and doesn't need to analyze the files. So I felt he felt the need to kind of explain like his, I maybe defend his software a little bit, that the next Stemverter 3 is going to be more focused on sound quality, and that will be the difference between the sound quality on the stem separations in Serato.
Sure.
And he mentioned something about splitter. Am I pronouncing it right?
I believe so. My girlfriend thinks that name is hilarious.
Splitter?
Like, what is splitter?
Splitter. So he was saying that you guys are using basically old tech from 2019 that's called splitter. And his tech for the Stemverter is, I don't know, I forgot what it was called. It was like...
I can tell you. It's Demux.
Demux.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's using Demux, and he's saying that the sound quality on that is light years, ahead of what Serato's stem separation quality is.
Splitter.
First, let me just defend the stem separation that you guys have. In real-time stem separation, I think what you guys have developed, or whether you're using splitter or not, I have no idea. I think it's really fucking good for real time.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, analyzing a track in 5 to 8 seconds, a new track, and then, playing it in real time and separating it, I think that's great. But I also think what C-Flow's doing with his Stemverter 3, having like a high quality, stem separation software for producers, is also valid as well. Like,
absolutely,
they're two definitely needed, capabilities. You know.
Well, and that's the thing, is it comes down to convenience, right? Like, do you want your stems now, or do you want to like process them? And there's like, I've used lots of different apps and online services like lalal.ai. I think there's like Isotope. There's a bunch of, similar to what you're saying. There's been like a lot of stem separation softwares and options out there for a couple of years now. And they do use different algorithms, like his one, he's talking about Demux, and a lot of them, most of them actually do use splitter, but Serato doesn't use splitter. And I know that he's very convinced that we do, but we don't use splitter.
Are you sure?
Absolutely 100% sure. I mean, the company...
he wants me to call him so you guys can talk.
I'd really rather not, but...
I kind of want to see what happens, because I want Sonny to go off a little bit.
Jerry.
The funny thing is, though, I've provided him my contact, and I actually opened it up to him. I was like, yo, dude, like, hit me up. Like, here's my email. I hit him DM, because I made a tweet the other day where I was like, the reason why Serato stems sound so good, or sound good, not so good, just good, is because Serato developed their own IP. That tweet,
I saw that tweet.
Yeah, that tweet went got so much heat, and I was like, I don't really want that kind of attention. Like, I work for Serato.
You got it.
I know. And I was like, this is going to be like a subtweet or something. That's not really my intention. And I don't really want to, like, I actually said, look, I'm sorry if that caused any kind of issue with you. Here's my email. Hit me up. Let's chat about it. I invited him to the studio and stuff. He hasn't replied, but hopefully he does.
Yeah.
Maybe he will now.
Yeah.
And
And
hear this, he'll be like, you don't get a piece of my mind.
no, it's all good. Like and to his credit, like, you know, C-Flow's a good dude. He helps a lot of people in the community out. I know he's
Definitely.
kind of like a man of the community in a similar way.
Definitely.
And his software StemVert is very good also. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, yeah, we do not use Splitter. And if he wants to talk about it, I'm more than happy to have that conversation.
Yeah.
But if it comes to like letting him know how we made it, I can't do that. That's our IP. That's confidential.
Yeah, it's unrealistic.
There's no way I'm going to go on Twitter and like,
Hey guys, here's how
our
you
Serato
make
code.
stems.
Yeah.
It's like, that's fuck shit.
So, and you know, if you want really a very simplified concept, because I mean, we're talking about code here. You know, this is like very kind of nerdy shit. I mean, we are nerding out, but it's like ultra nerdy shit. But basically, you know, if I use Logic, right? Like if I'm making a song in Logic, and Daft Punk make a song in Logic, and then you're like, I'm Daft Punk because I use Logic. It's just not the same. It's like everything that we uses similar frameworks or similar code, but that doesn't mean it's exactly the same code.
Yeah.
It's just a similar framework. So he's pointing at things and saying, this is telling me that you guys are using this, but it's not. He's got a part of it right. So no, I'm not trying to, you know, diss him. It's just not all right. It's not all correct. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I guess so.
I guess.
Exactly.
What you got to say, Sonny?
I mean,
Somebody like, that's why I fucked you. No, I'm just playing.
no, my thing is, I think if the next StemVerter, and I've been using StemVerter since StemVerter 1, but if StemVerter 3 is fire, that's better for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, at no point are we like trying to go back and say, well, your shit sounds like this and your shit, it's like, it's a stupid game. At the end of the day, we all win when there's competition in the tech world.
Yeah.
I think
It may not be fun for everybody involved
Yeah.
at the time, but the ultimate
I just
result
think
is better.
both things are for two different things. One is for production and one is for live DJing. So
Yeah.
who has a better quality? Who the fuck knows?
I'm hoping this shit is fire.
Yeah.
Like, because I can use it.
And y'all can. I don't know.
I'm not mad at C-Flow. I think it's kind of interesting because it stimulates some interest
Yeah, I was saying yeah.
in me.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, okay, he's trying to say that, you know, the software that Serato's using for the stem separation is dated. And his
The
like
discredit
up to
vibe
date.
is a little weird, but
No, but I kind of look in the end. I think it's good marketing for both of you guys because both, like, we're talking about this right now.
Yeah.
And we're talking about StemVerter and we're talking about Serato stem separation. So I think it's good.
Yeah.
And I think he did that intentionally.
Yeah, I
to
feel
kind
that
of
way.
stimulate some conversation about
he's a
it.
smart guy.
Yeah, and that's why that's why I took the tweet down. I was like, you know what, dude, I don't really want that attention.
Right.
Yeah.
He does. I don't want it, and that's just a decision that I made personally. Just I don't really like that shit on Twitter. Like,
Yeah.
I follow some shit on DJ Twitter. I watch it from a distance, but really, do I want to like have my whole day taken over by people adding me and, you know, subtweets and like that's just not for me, dude.
It's exhausting.
It's just
It
not
is
my
exhausting,
type of
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, and it's just it's attracting energy that you can't turn off.
Yeah.
until they're ready to turn the shit off.
I love the great thing that like DJs who don't know what Splitter is. They
like, yeah.
it's just a good thing to throw out.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hilarious name.
It's because I want to kind of do that when the DJ's like, "Have you used the new update?" And it's like, "Damn, the step separation is cool," and I'll be like, "Yeah, but it's Splitter," you know. You know, it's like it's from 2019, bro. You know,
To it. bro.
Well,
Catch up.
The funny thing is, though, from what I understand, is that he's right about a lot of the other softwares. I don't want to say names, but a lot of people use the Splitter that technology, and it's pretty good.
You know, so C-Flow was telling me he was talking with Mojax, like Mojax, the infamous Mojax. I love Mojax.
Mojox.
And his Mojax was like, I
a
agree
good
with you,
Mojax.
C-Flow. They have to be using Splitter.
Well, that's it. You would think so, right?
Yeah.
Because Splitter is pretty good. Like it's been out. But
Right.
I mean, honestly, dude, like have a listen, do some A/B comparisons, and there is differences.
Yeah.
You know, the one that Serato made is unique, and that's That's because we invested in it, man. It took a long time.
it.
And I got to give credit to all the people at HQ that worked really hard on it. I didn't do it. I just work in artist relations.
Big up Danny Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And
All the homies, man. You know, the whole dev team in New Zealand, they work really hard on that. And then also like people like Nick and Young and our CEO who had the vision to like put it together, and then people that implemented like the way it works. I think beyond anything, obviously it sounds the way it sounds, but the way it works is the most important part, right? And that's the thing that I'm actually curious to talk about with you guys. Like, how would you guys use it? Like, here's the tools. We can make tools. We've done it before. We've made things like Flip and Serato Video and all these sorts of things. We've made lots of changes and innovations in the software, but ultimately we can do that, but it doesn't mean shit unless, of course, DJs actually use it and do creative things with it.
Facts.
So that to me is a much more exciting conversation, is like how people are going to start redoing things. And, shout out to some of the crazy mixes I've seen of people doing things on TikTok and YouTube.
Yep.
Really creative things with live, remixing, even sometimes the same song, 2 songs together, going from one song to the other, taking things out. It's like, wow, man, the creativity is crazy.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think one of the most brilliant things about the stem separation feature that you guys have is the echoing out of the stems.
That's one of my favorite parts.
Same.
It's just it's really smart, and it really shows that you guys were doing the research on usability in a real live club setting.
Sure.
Because it just washes, it just sounds like it's part of the song. Even if at your worst, even if you if you're hitting everything off beat, it's because of the echo. It just allows so much more room for error.
Yeah.
But you won't hear the error.
Right.
Of whatever you're doing. So I think it's great. I think
That's great to hear, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that I see on it that's a problem. The only problem I see, and this is the only concern I have, but to me, it's not even a concern. I think it's gonna, it's gonna get fixed over time. It's one of those things when something launches, it's gonna take up a lot of power. It's gonna take up a lot of memory.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a lot of RAM.
Yep.
The computer's gonna be overworking itself. The only reason why I haven't downloaded the beta is because I use a 2015 MacBook.
Same.
The legendary 2015 MacBooks, the indestructible tanks.
The tanks.
I use those because those will take a beating and keep going. But I'm afraid to download the new update just because I think it's going to take up a lot of the RAM or the memory on there.
Let me
from what I've heard.
Let me pull up, and this is a good time to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I do think a lot of people are on maybe 2015 Macs, but I'm pretty sure those are supported. We do have new specifications, like minimum specifications for Mac. Let's just talk about Mac for now. I hope, no offense to the PC gang, Windows gang, but if you want to use stems, you're going to need at least a 2017 or later for it to work.
All right, let's make that clear.
Oh shit!
So if you want to use the new update, right?
Yeah.
The beta update with stem separation, you got to use at least 2017 Mac.
We said that's recommended.
Recommended.
You still could use the 15,
You could
but
use
it's
the
at your own risk at that point, right?
Well, yes, but also there's a stems prepare crate that we recommend that people use, because ultimately what's happening when you load tracks and you have stem analyzation checked in the setup menu is that it's actually analyzing files in real time when you load them.
Yeah.
So that it can have the stems. So if you use the stems prepare crate, it'll do that ahead of time. You could throw, say you got like 20 tracks, you want to play stems for this MJ joint, you want to play stems for this Prince joint, whatever. You could throw those in that stems prepare crate. It'll analyze in a similar way that when you batch analyze like files for BPM.
Yes.
It'll do a similar process, and then it'll let you know when the stems are ready. So then when you play them out, it's not actually using any extra resource.
So you could actually maybe do that before your gig?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then that way it's not analyzing in real time when you're
That's exactly right.
But you need the space.
You do.
That's what I was going to say.
It's like quadruple, or what is it? How many?
Like triples or so.
It's like triple to quadruple the
file.
The file.
Yeah.
So
but,
hold
on. This is the cool thing. If you use an external drive, it'll write the extra size to the external drive.
We don't like external drive people.
Okay.
I love external
Yo, I fucking hate an external drive.
I was that guy for years, and then I switched back to externals.
Dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate switching over with an external drive, motherfucker.
And then he's
I hate
holding the
that
external
shit.
drive. Like,
It's definitely a pain in the
Why
ass.
you got all this shit? Man?
It's not sexy, but it's.
I mean, he got dices. He got an external
Like
drive.
two
I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Got the Velcro to the front of the screen.
Yeah, no, get the fuck. You got your phases. Get the fuck out of here.
But for real, if you do, you're only gonna do, how many songs you really need to stem? Do you want to stem your whole library? Probably not, right?
Yeah.
You got songs that you know I'm gonna do this on. This is my crate. This is the songs that I'm definitely gonna need to use these on.
Yeah.
Just do those. But you know, there's even just the fact that you can instrumental any song. I mean, I think for a lot of people that's really powerful in the sense that
Crazy.
yeah, I mean, you're playing a gig, you want to do a shout out. Yo, shout out, happy birthday, this person, that person. You don't have to bring the fader down or filter out. You just turn the instrumental on, and then boom, you're talking over it. Sounds good,
I didn't even think about using it like that.
right?
Yeah, I like doing the. I like to cut the volume down when I talk on the mic. Kind of.
I mean, that's yeah.
Yeah, I can't do this.
I mean, it's just one of those things where it gives you unlimited options to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it's just the more you use it, the more familiar you are with it, the more you'll be able to like use it in like really fucked up situations.
Yeah.
And that's honestly what a DJ needs is they just need tools to help them through fucked up situations in real time. Outside of being creative and doing like routines and dope live mashups or whatever.
Yo, Crooked though, can I say real quick? I don't know how many of you guys have got an M1 Mac or tried to get an M1 Mac.
Only the rich in here.
Yo, they're incredible,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
But not as incredible as the M2s that are going to come out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
boom, boom, boom.
That's the only reason why I was waiting for the M2 because I don't like buying the first anything from Apple.
That's fair.
Sure.
So I was just like, let me see how the M1s are.
For
Everyone's
real,
like,
though.
I love it. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait for the M2.
But never. How great is it? They got the HDMI, they got the SD card reader, they got.
Playing in the pool parties during the summer and have no problems at all.
Yeah, they resolved a lot of issues.
Yeah. So I love it.
I can't speak for the pool party thing, but it seems like everything else about them is like really solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like the 14-inch size is like just the perfect middle ground.
Yeah.
right.
Exactly, man. Yeah.
Big pause on the 14-incher.
That inch goes a long way.
I'm on the R.O.A.D podcast. Gonna come up.
Welcome.
Almost forgot.
So you guys are excited. DJs are excited.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, this is the beta version. When is the official, update going to release?
I mean, that's why we do a beta, right? We figure
Right.
out all the problems, and this is a pop-in beta, dude. There's like thousands and thousands of people in there. I've never seen a product launch like this in my 10 years at Serato.
Really?
honestly. Yeah, this is
It's
the craziest
it's
shit.
the biggest download it's the most downloads you guys have had for a beta version.
More than Serato DJ Pro or Serato DJ?
Yeah, I mean, I think for a lot of people, I mean, there was a lot of loyalty with Scratch Live for good reason.
Right.
And, I mean, I think we even talked about this, like, Serato, like, we would have kept making Scratch Live if it wasn't a broken product. Like, and I think there's a lot of nostalgia associated with Scratch Live, and that's cool. It's not wrong, but, like everything, when you look at it in retrospect, it sometimes feels a bit better than it really was,
Right.
If you think about really what DJing on a TTM 57 was like, and only having, like, SL boxes and plug-in and wires, I don't know, man, it's pretty fucking good now in comparison. But, the fact is that there was still people having crashes, still people having problems with Scratch Live. That's not like that stuff didn't exist.
Yeah.
But when Serato DJ came out, it definitely wasn't as excited as people were about, this is like easily like this feels like Scratch Live. It feels like the same level of attention where everyone's on the same page and they're like, I want to use this.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to work on any type of like organizational updates?
Absolutely.
Because that's the one I was
The library stuff?
The library.
Yeah.
Because I think I was speaking with MoMA, right? DJ MoMA
Yeah,
from New
shout
York.
out MoMA.
Yeah, big up mama.
His big thing is searchable crates.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So he's
not alone.
Yeah,
Yes.
we all have so many crates that he wants to be able to search
Yeah.
It's a good-
where the crates are.
Absolutely.
So the crates start popping up.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I never thought about
That's a top request.
It's a top
right?
request.
It is a top request.
Yeah, for
Are
sure.
you guys going to work on that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Excuse me. Are you guys going to work on that?
absolutely. Dude, that's.
that. But like, dummy, of course.
No, but like, this is the thing is like, library updates aren't like sexy. They're not fun to work
They're
on.
sexy for crooked.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
can I say? I mean, that would turn me
you
on.
on.
Yeah. You know what would turn me on? I might moan. I might physically moan if you do this.
Well, yeah.
No. This is my thing. When I add a new folder, it starts at the bottom of the fucking list.
Oh, yeah.
And then I gotta drag the new folder up.
yeah.
If I push new folder and a new folder pops up wherever a selected folder is, I might moan. I might send you. I don't know. I might send you a pic. I might send you something cut.
Well, I can't say when or anything like that. Like I don't have that kind of information or privilege to say that kind of stuff. But it is definitely like the top priority for us to update the library at some point. And that work has never. We've been working on that the whole time. We're continuing to work on it. It's just it's a very, very delicate part of the software. If anything was to happen to your DJ library, like how pissed would you be?
Right. We couldn't locate MP3s or anything like that.
Yeah. So it's a very, very special, and you want to kind of handle it with care. That part of the code, that part of the software, we want to get that right because it affects everybody. It doesn't matter how big or small you are. That is like your bread and butter is your library.
So, searchable crates, new folders, right? Emojis.
We support emojis.
Yeah, no, but I want the emojis in there. You know,
Right.
He said, I can't even use like hyphens or certain things.
Right.
I can't use certain symbols or characters.
Yeah, I think it's like the backslash. I think it won't let you do.
Yeah. And then another one is color coding. Can we color code the folders?
That would be a good one.
Because they're all orange.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
and I would love...
Except the smart crates.
Except the smart crates.
Smart crates.
Those are blue, right?
Yeah, you guys use smart crates?
Not really.
Come on.
Oh, smart
Come
crates.
We're not that nerdy, buddy.
No.
Can I do a request? Because you're requesting like 5 things. Can we get a scratch like skin that you can just click it and it looks like the old scratch?
That's a good one.
That's also a common request.
Yeah.
A little nostalgic in there.
Yeah. I would love that.
It'll look like green when you play it turns green.
These are the important things we need.
Boom, boom, boom. This is why you come here.
But Jamie, that color scheme is dope, right?
It's
the green
very
and
classic.
Yeah.
I was like thinking like Virgil Abloh kind of vibe. You know?
I don't know if
R.I.P.
I'm born Serato, but yeah, it's really, I don't know, something about that color scheme. It's funny because me and D we saw a picture of DJ Snake and he's doing this big festival, like hundreds and thousands of people. And he's like, he zooms in and he goes, dude, this motherfucker's still using Scratch Live.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Until recent.
Nah.
We got him over.
Wow.
Snakes on Serato DJ. It's
What
amazing.
did it take?
Why do you... the stems?
No, it was before that. I've been working with Snake's team for like years. One time I just drove out to Vegas just to meet up with him, and it didn't work out for whatever reason. I was talking to his manager and everything. I brought him Phase. I was like, I've been committed to making...
You were outside of his hotel room like a groupie knocking on his door with all his tech with you.
With Phase.
I was working with his tour manager.
It's Snake.
Snake was with a chick and he's like,
I have the new update.
Remember me from the Albuquerque show?
Yeah.
Wait, you personally bought him a Phase?
No, we talked to Phase. I mean, I was working with his manager and his tour manager, and he was in Vegas, and I was like, I'll just drive out here and I'll show him all this stuff. I got it all set up, and he just...
You literally... He is he the only EDM DJ that's on Serato and...
No, Flosstradamus uses ours.
Flosstradamus, that's 2.
A-Track.
A-Track.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider A-Track a house DJ.
I don't know what A-Track is.
He's like, he's
like, what do you call those gangbangers that go on both
He's
sides?
a hood hopper.
Oh,
He's a hood hopper.
He's a scratch.
Whenever he's...
And then he's a...
he's like, oh, I do dance music and then let me drop an album with Cameron.
Yeah.
I could do hip hop too.
I can do everything. I can do whatever I want. But you have like maybe, I don't know, is there even 10 EDM DJs that use Serato?
I mean, yeah.
Like high profile.
I couldn't tell you who they are because I'm not that much of an EDM guy.
Yeah.
But
it is limited in that world. No one's
absolutely.
using that, right?
Yeah. No
So
question.
someone like Snake on Serato.
On Scratch.
It's a big.
bro.
I think it's a big deal.
It's the reason that we would drive across state lines.
And he would
to
wait
accommodate
outside his
them.
hotel room like a
And then
groupie.
get rejected.
So you're saying that we didn't say that, but I definitely did a similar drive. I went up to Ontario and met with the team and made sure they had what they needed to.
Yeah.
Nice.
And shout out Reggie and them. They're really good people, and they really take care of him.
Does he have a reason
Aaron,
why he stayed there on Scratch?
Yeah, man. I think it's just comfort. You're comfortable with something.
Yeah.
And I think to be honest, like that's the thing is like we're not mad at anyone if they love Scratch Live. It's like, we get it.
People come into the studio all the time and they go, "Don't kill me," but I'm still on Scratch Live.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
"You still using our product?
Yeah.
Congrats."
I mean,
it's to a
going
point where I
strong,
get
going
nervous
strong.
for my homies that are still on Scratch Live.
That's
That's the thing is that it is.
I got nervous seeing that
outdated as a
picture from
bitch,
DJ
though.
Snake.
See, I see the opposite. When someone's on Scratch Live, I'm like, that's adorable.
He knows what he's doing.
You know?
That guy's committed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he's
like
been
a
in- he's been
fucking.
around.
That's a Land Rover right there.
Our
He's
homie,
working
man.
with a Land Rover. Yeah.
Our homie,
MPV.
our homie Cutswell in Arizona, man. Every time I see him, God bless him. He's an amazing DJ.
He's still on Scratch.
Still on Scratch Live.
Yeah.
You know who's also still on Scratch Live? DJ Reach.
Reach.
Oh, Reach
of
is
course
on,
he is,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Reach ain't going nowhere.
I mean, Premiere was one of these guys too. Like
Yeah,
Premiere's
Premiere.
a holdout. I mean, the thing is, like at the end of the day, though, at some point you're going to have to get a new computer, and that was pretty much the thing with Snake. It was like he's got to get over, and it was like kind of at the end of. It was just before he was getting back into the tour from pandemic and stuff,
Right.
and we were working with him all the way through pandemic. Man, we've been really working hard with him, but you know we get it. He's a busy guy. He's got a lot of priorities, and maybe switching software from what was working wasn't a priority. Now it is, and he's happy, and you know I've been still working with those guys, Aaron and Reggie, and those guys are stoked. They're stoked. They're happy,
Yeah.
And we see it. You know, Edwin Phenom, shout out Phenom. He sent me a picture the other day. See Snake rocking a massive concert using Serato
yeah.
DJ. I was like, yes. You don't know how happy that made me. It was worth getting rejected at Las
Well,
Vegas.
he was more showing off that he was using DJ City vinyl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out DJ City
And Beat Source.
and Beat Source. Yeah.
So I got a question. I feel like you guys could start competing in the USB stick arena, and I'm wondering if you guys are working on this, or if it's even possible, because we organize all our music with Serato crates.
Yes.
And in my head, you know, I'm everyone's talking about USB sticks and they're using Rekordbox, but you know, there's these programs that analyze your Serato crates,
Yes.
but like transfer those crates into USB sticks. And I'm like, why doesn't Serato just offer something where, you know, I could have these Serato crates transferred to a USB stick?
So easily, yeah.
I mean,
You know?
in a perfect world, yeah, absolutely.
I want to talk about that perfect world.
Well, I mean,
Bring
ultimately,
us in. Bring us in.
ultimately, like Pioneer are one of our most important partners.
Yeah.
You know, we do a lot of really good business with them, and ultimately that would be their decision. Like that they would have to want us to do that.
So that's
Oh.
not something you would say, hey, we want to work on this, where we can transfer. You know, well, what about even just being able to transfer my Serato crates to a USB stick and have it sync?
I mean, yeah, I mean you can definitely do that, like drag your crates to folders, but
Yeah.
it won't show up with Pioneer Rekordbox.
Yeah, I have to use like this whole other app to convert my Serato, whatever folder that I've been working on, into a stick because of the other company. But that's the only thing. Like, that's just a no.
Without getting too deep, is there like some politics involved in that?
I mean,
clauses.
I don't know. I don't like again. Like
Right.
we just work in marketing, but I mean, ultimately it comes down
Don't
to
kill me.
Yeah.
ultimately it comes down to
That was
like,
a little spicy.
no, it's a good.
That's
it's
not
a
my
good
department, right?
It's a good question.
I was just curious because
I got a problem with my fries. Well, I'm in the burger department.
I want to answer your question though.
Take it up with them.
Call that 1-800 number,
Don't
buddy.
talk to me.
I mean, ultimately, it's just one of those decisions where the companies have to talk, and
Yeah.
it's not off the table. It's just
Right.
it's not.
Because in my mind, and how I would think it would work is, at the end of the day, we're still using. It almost has to be upon an agreement,
Yes.
like an agreement. To, for you guys to do
Basically,
it, right?
DJs, we're lazy. So, like, you know, just put everything all in one so we
I-
can just use one thing.
I would
You
love
know what
that.
I mean?
Great.
I would personally benefit from it.
And and that's the thing is like I totally get what you're saying about USB sticks. Like I understand the desire to play. You know, if I had a 1 hour set, playing it on a USB stick that'd be very convenient. I wouldn't have to bring my laptop. I personally really enjoy DJing off a laptop. Like
Same.
I don't have any problem with that, and I also don't have any problem with people who do not like DJing with a laptop.
You guys almost lost me this year, man. I went sticks. I was like, ooh, shit.
Yeah.
It was close, but it was because of the pools. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, but that's the only reason. But it was really, again, it was a fun and interesting interaction with trying that out. But I had to go back to the computer. But you guys are close to losing me.
And that's it. Like there's people like A-Track, like Spider-Tech, and when there's an opportunity where they have to do something with USB sticks, they'll use that. But at the end of the day, like I really like the freedom, the flexibility of a computer. I like being able to stream music. I like stems. I like all the things, the sampler. I like effects. I like all the things that Serato does because that's how I DJ. You know, I've always DJ'd with Serato, so kind of sacrificing all the extra things that make my DJ set special is kind of like a bit of a, I can't really just give that up. I mean, I could do a set on USB sticks, but I wouldn't prefer to do that than what my DJ setup is with a laptop.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's interesting, like how things are evolving, and I'm wondering, like, when they were having the sticks conversation, there were a couple of people, and these guys are like kind of forecasting, and I don't know if they have any type of educational background to forecast this, but they were just
Twitter.
Yeah, it's Twitter. I mean, they could be talking out their ass, but they're saying like in 3 to 5 years we won't be on laptops and we won't be on MacBooks. I'm wondering, and when I look at the S11, it's a beautiful machine. Mm-hmm. I mean, in some cases we don't need the laptop. The laptop is really just for typing in the keys, right? And maybe going through folders a little bit easier, but I mean, it kind of makes sense that in 3 to 5 years there wouldn't be a laptop, and we might just be plugging into a mixer and just working with Serato on a mixer.
Yeah. But check this out.
Yeah.
If you're gonna buy a controller, right? Mm-hmm. If you're gonna go and learn to DJ, how much money are you really gonna spend on a controller? You don't want to spend like $1,000 and buy like an all-in-one controller that allows you to do that, right? You're probably gonna spend about $200 and get, I don't know, $200 or $300, get like a Hercules thing or a Pioneer thing or a Newmark thing.
Yeah.
Or, any of those companies, Roland thing. And you probably already have a laptop. I don't know many people who don't have a laptop. So when you're starting out, you're going to start out with a laptop anyways. And I think that for a lot of people, that's where they're going to start. They may end up on USB sticks. That's true. But I don't think you're ever going to see a laptop completely disappear.
And I think there's a level of spontaneity for me personally when I'm using a laptop that I felt versus sticks.
Yeah.
And I think like sometimes I'm just in my head, right? And I might be like, oh shit, this will go good with this next song. Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can just slam it in. And I feel like I would have to get to a level of comfort of doing that with sticks that I'm not there yet. Like right now I'm just the basics, right? Like finding songs, taking my time.
Yeah.
Like almost like I'm looking through crates, right?
Yeah.
Like digging through vinyl. And I'm just blending them smoothly, not even really scratching. But I'm so confident with my laptop that I don't know if I want to give up that level of confidence.
Right. Yeah. I'm the same way, man. And like it depends on your DJ style. And I think that was like the thing I really got from a lot of that dialogue on Twitter was like, yeah, if I'm playing a certain style of music for an hour or two and that's it, and I've got my set plan and I'm going to do that, cool, I'm good with a USB stick. I definitely don't need a computer. But I don't DJ like that. Like my DJ sets, I don't know about you guys, I improvise a lot.
I'm
like
random. I'm winging it.
Right?
Yeah.
And I love that.
99% of the time, yeah.
Like how many times you go to a spot and you just see people reacting to something and then you're like inspired. I'm going to go this way or that way. Mm-hmm. And that's ultimately where Serato, I think, has a real power, where you can kind of just, you can really improvise. And I know that's not for everybody. And that's cool. Like everyone has their preferences, but I love mixing and keying.
I always say, I just think society as a whole just needs to move away from being religious about every goddamn thing. It's like, there's certain situations where you can use this. There's certain situations where you can use this. You don't got to be pissed at it, any of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, everyone's like, it's like gladiator shit, like cheering on your thing.
It's Twitter.
It's like the crowd. It's like for real, the crowd doesn't really give a fuck. Yeah. So you're just kind of championing that for other DJs. It's like it doesn't matter. It's
the mob.
A little spicy.
So what's in the future right now for Serato with the stem separations and everything that you guys are going right with the software?
Well, I mean, are you guys aware that we make a DAW called Serato Studio?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, it's super dope. So that's really a huge focus for us, and we've been like just before when Neva was asking about the Twitch stuff that we're doing. Mm-hmm. He was like, we don't do any DJ streams on there because of we can't broadcast other people's music that we don't own. That's illegal. And so we don't do this DJ streams, but we've been doing these production streams using Serato Studio. And Stems is going to be released this week in Serato Studio. And I mean, even if you're a DJ and you don't really fuck with production, this is a really powerful tool because you can export stems, as you want, and then you can add things to them, you can do remixes, and you can tweak them and EQ them, and to your point, like the stems in Serato DJ sound good, but they're not perfect, and everyone kind of probably is aware of that, and it's never going to be perfect because it's not, you don't have the studio files. But when you bring it into a DAW and you're adding your own drums or your own instruments, and then you're able to tweak the EQ and compression and get it mixed just right, man, like that's when it's really shining, it's really sounding good. And I mean, as a producer, you know, I'm a DJ, but I'm a producer. Like, those tools have never been available like that,
right?
Where you can try things out in real time. Again, you know, there's been Stemverter and Lal and you know, Isotope and RipX and all these other ones that do it. You bounce it out and then you get it. But this is like, you get to hear what you want to hear in real time, and then you can really adjust it however you want. That's exciting for me, man. Like, I can take these ideas that I do with DJ sets and then like break them into actual files that I can share with people. And that's a really big part about, I think that's a really important part of DJing as well, is like, these days you want to be able to have kind of people playing your stuff so that your name is working even when you're not DJing, right? And this is the tool, man. I swear, it takes your cue points, your beat grids, all that shit.
Is it the same tech as is the Serato Studio? The same tech, the same stem separation tech as the DJ?
Yeah, all real time.
All real time.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? When I first heard about it, I wasn't a big fan of it. I mean, I didn't want to use it, but I was just like, it's no big deal.
Studio?
I mean, you know, the beta that came out.
Oh yeah, stems, yeah.
The stems. So I was just like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna use it while I'm DJing live. It's like a waste of time. It's just like, but then like what we just talked about just now, you kind of sold me on it. I'm like looking forward. I'm looking forward to like putting it in my laptop and working on it and see what I could do. Maybe I could mess with it live, but
don't use it out yet.
You sold me.
But yeah, you could make like an intro edit and take the drums from a song and then just put that at the front or whatever, or you can make an acapella out.
Right.
And honestly, dude, it's so crazy fast. Like, I mean, we all probably played around with Ableton or GarageBand or Logic or whatever. Those softwares are not really designed with a DJ brain, right? They're designed with people that want to mix albums or a live band or, you know, record drums.
For an engineer or something.
Yeah.
Professional engineer.
But the Serato Studio is like, it takes your cue points, it reads your beat grids, it tells you what tempo it is, it tells you the key, and everything kind of snaps to that. And man, if you have that DJ brain, it's like, it's very conducive to that way of making music.
Yeah.
And we all know, like, fuck, DJ Premier, Pete Rock, you know, all the crazy Kerry Chandler, like Kenny Dope Gonzalez, you know, they're all incredible producers because they're also really incredible DJs. It's like that brain that DJs have when they translate it into production is very powerful.
Yeah.
Are you guys, is your new focus to kind of push DJs? Like, you guys have had Serato DJ, the software, and now you're just trying to slowly push everyone to kind of studio work and production with the Serato Studio?
I think it's more providing that option.
The option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it's something you want to build? Like, Serato wants to build a larger, I don't know, usability user base.
For sure. Yeah.
With Serato Studio, right?
Yeah.
And also just production as well, like hip hop production, dance music production, sample production. You know, it's that language, man, is like really, really intertwined with our generation. DJing, it's all very much the same culture, right? It's all that same community. I mean, I'm sure that you all have like producers that you like, I'm gonna fucking play this song for sure. This is produced by, I don't know, whoever it is. I mean, that was like that when I first started DJing with DJ Premier. I had to have every DJ Premier record because I was like, he always makes the best fucking beat, so I'm gonna buy that and it's gonna go off. I mean, you know, at the parties I was playing at the time. But you know, the feeling of that, the feeling of that was like, it was like, this is a banger, and every time he's got a co-production credit or a production credit on that, I'm gonna get that. And that's because, you know, it's that same love of music in that same way. It's like that brain is all there, you know, use that brain.
Yeah. I love it. With you guys, I didn't think you guys could take it to another level, and you guys did this year.
Seriously.
Like, I think it's great. Yeah. And I think I agree with Jazzy Jeffs in saying that, like, it's really sparked a new, like, inspiration and love for DJing again from a lot of DJs.
Yeah. Myself included.
And I can't wait to fuck with it. Yeah. Honestly, when I think you'll have fun with it.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, thanks, Sonny. Now you're being nice.
At the end, he's like, you know what? I got you.
How many years have you guys been working with Serato right now?
Going on 6 for me.
6? Cuts?
I started in 2012, so 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to expand the team where you guys have some underlings taking care of some of these troubleshooting stuff?
Well, we have a support team. Yeah, we have a support team, but yeah, like, I mean, just so people know, like, yeah, I mean, we do try and help as many people as we can, but we do have a support team that work 24/7, and they will often actually be a lot better to contact than us if it's like a more advanced issue.
Yeah.
So like, you know, when you guys hit me up, sometimes it's like, yeah, I can solve that problem. No, you know, that's a quick fix. But you know, I remember one time, Crooked, you hit me up and you were like, I want to transfer my whole library to this Dropbox thing, and it was very advanced what you were trying to do. And
I got it done though.
But we got it done, right?
I basically wanted to take my iTunes library and put it on Dropbox, so that whenever I added songs or changed labels, it would update in the Dropbox, and then if I set up another MacBook, it would link up with that iTunes in the Dropbox, and everything will be synced and updated in, you know, kind of real time, but not really.
But I remember when I was working with you on that, I was like trying to figure it out how we were going to do it. And it took a couple of days.
It did.
So it wasn't like, you know, hey, let's call Matt. Oh, 15 minutes later, we're good.
Yeah. You know, it ended up working.
Right.
But I don't know if I could do it again. I forgot how to do it.
I remember you made a video about it.
It took
was
you
dope.
fucking weeks to do this.
Yeah.
Well, it took me about a week and a half to really figure it out.
I would come over to your house, I'm stressed the fuck out. I'm like, dude, relax.
But it's great. I never have to worry about it.
When you figure it out, you're
like, if something happens to my laptop, at least I have the Dropbox with all the music and it's up to date. So it's great.
So that's the Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the things that come across our text messages and DMs and phone calls late at night are things that we've either dealt with or we've like dealt with personally with other artists, so that we know right away. But some of the like Cuddy said, some of the deeper shit, it's like, bruh, support's got to help because they've seen everything.
What is the contact for support?
Support.serato.com.
Okay, just like that.
Or
It's
Twitter.
just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, dude, they're so good. Like that. Yeah, I'm a company man, but that's one of the things that like Serato prioritizes. Like they invest in support, they invest in looking after our customers. That was like kind of the point. Like it's a point of difference for the company. It's always been a priority. I mean, I started at Serato in the support team. Like I was working on the front lines. You know what I mean? And that's where I feel like that's given me a really good perspective and a great set of tools to be able to help people like all of us when we're in the wild. You know?
Yeah.
You have anything that was maybe one of the craziest things that you dealt with in the support team?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, not really one thing, but I will say this: like, I went into that company not really understanding like computers very well, you know, and I think that, and this is not, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but a lot of us don't really understand how computers work. And that's fine. We didn't start off trying to be computer programmers. We started off being DJs and musicians first. And a lot of the pain and the frustrations that I see a lot of DJs have are more of a lack of understanding of how things work. Like a lot of people don't know how file management works, for example. So whenever I do a session or we have people like, we did something recently, a workshop, people came by and I was just like, this is how you move files around in Serato. And they were like, oh shit, I didn't even know that menu existed. I was like, dude, it's the files panel. You open up the files panel and you move your files in the files panel of Serato, and Serato will know what you're doing. But if you move it in Finder, Serato's not going to know.
Yeah.
So I guess it's more of an understanding a perspective that we all just need to know about technology a little bit better to get the most out of it.
Yeah.
And that's if we want to go full circle back to like the USB thing, that's kind of the core of that. People don't really understand how computers work. They're afraid of them. They're unsure about them. If something goes wrong, they feel nervous, and they just would rather have a USB stick and plug it in. And I totally understand that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shade. But, you know, again, if you want to make the most out of technology, just understand it a little bit more. Spend the time to do the research. Hit up support. We're all here to help. There's so many videos on YouTube. I make them myself personally in my own time just to share the knowledge that I've tried to get from, you know, the job I have, and it's a really good perspective. And yeah, I understand that DJs just want to do the music, they just want to play the gig, and that's the end of the day, and that's cool. But you know, doing stuff like Crooked did with his library and Dropbox is like super dope. Like that's actually kind of like revolutionary, right? Like it changed your whole shit, right? Like
it did. I am a revolutionary type of motherfucker.
Leading the way.
It's good. I mean, it took a lot of work. I wish I remembered what I did.
You got to write it down.
I'm going to give you a call when I get the M2, so don't worry about
it. But yeah, actually, something that happened recently, I feel like I'm definitely on a tangent, but when I got my new M1 computer, I was like, oh shit. They were like, we can do the data migration for you. I was like, oh, I don't really want you guys fucking with my shit. So I was like, I'll just take it home and I'll just do that myself.
Yeah.
And there's a really good option if you are getting a new computer now. Apple allows you to just copy over your files and not like the applications and the system files. It just copies over your library and your photos and things like that. Mm-hmm. And that was like a really great way to migrate from my old computer to my new computer, was just take the files, because I don't need the old versions of software that I've got on that computer. I mean, I've downloaded like fucking, you know what I mean? I downloaded a bunch of shit, you know? Mm-hmm. So I just pulled over the files, the things that I really needed, and then I reinstalled all those on the new computer, and it was like so easy. I had it done in like 2 hours.
I was scared to do it myself, so I let Genius do it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. But the thing is, like,
I didn't want to fuck it up. I would have been pissed.
Yeah.
And it took like 2 days.
Oh, they did?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. But, you know, the thing is, like, when you get a new computer, if you copy over everything, you can sometimes get old drivers and old things like that, and that's going to cause conflicts when you plug into, you know, a mixer, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are, and that is like what, Sonny? That's like probably 90% of our shit is just shit like that.
Yeah.
Drivers.
Just transferring. Oh, just the drivers.
Just drivers, man.
Yeah.
That's what they told me. Yeah, they didn't put like all the old drivers in the new.
Nice.
They took
Okay,
it.
good. Yeah,
that's fire.
smart.
Yeah.
And now you're set. Like,
Yeah,
you'll be
exactly,
good.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the way. That's the way.
That's why if I would have done it myself, I would have done some dumb shit like that. And
Most people would.
fucked it up. Yeah.
Yeah, most people would.
I mean, I did it myself, and I learned the hard way too. So you know, but it's, man, the new computer. It's a good vibe, man.
Never the first step is being self-aware. So knowing that you are the problem is good.
I know that.
Hey, yo, Cut Corners, Sonny James. It's great to see you.
Yo, good to see y'all too, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to, you know, kind of celebrate this new Serato update with y'all. Kind of clear some things up.
Yeah.
And you know, shoot the shit. I got to fuck with Philly a little bit. You know?
When are you guys gonna go to New Zealand though? Go visit HQ.
You should.
Should we?
Is that an invite? Shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we just go hop on a plane and go to New Zealand.
Yeah, that's not a cheap flight, but
Wow.
He just threw it out there,
Yeah,
like
like,
take a
wait,
cab or something to New Zealand.
no, you guys
Take the
should.
A-train.
I would love to. That would be dope.
Right?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
When are you going back? We'll come with you.
Well, actually, yeah, we're probably going back at the end of the year.
Yeah, in a few weeks, I guess we're going.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Not this year.
Maybe pencil us in for 2023.
Yeah,
But yeah.
no
Let us know
doubt.
when you go back home.
Yeah.
2023.
And keep us updated on anything else going on.
Of course.
Stuff
Will
like
do.
that. It's been a
Absolutely.
pleasure, guys.
Always.
Thank you
It's
so
always
much.
been amazing.
And congratulations to you guys.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
For real.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's been a lot of
Hey, yo,
positivity.
Serato in the building, Cut Corners, Mr. Sonny James. Thank you guys for being here, man. Appreciate it. If you want to watch more episodes from R.O.A.D Podcast, click either links on the left or the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new uploads throughout the week. Peace.